and welcome to my channel. Look, it's a bit of a floss tube today because I have some thread and some fabric packages. Alright, I am doing the Cunning cross stitch along project with Stuart Cunningham. It's the Harry Potter Hogwarts thing, and I started doing it on 32 count Laguna because that's all Misty had available on the site. Her prices are better than any local prices I could find at the time, and I tried it and I struggled and I felt like I was blind as a bat. Whoops, lollies. So let me just open these envelopes and then, or unseal them, and then I'll go through them one by one. So yeah, I struggled big time and decided, stuff that, I'm going back to Ada, and this is her fabric with Starburst lollies. I love the reds, I love the oranges even more. So this is from Misty Fabrics. She has her business over in the US, and she... Ooh, orange. Yay! She dyes her own fabric, and she also does the overlocker, that's the word, of the edges. So I thought I was being all prepared and having everything else, but let me go and grab my hoop because I want to compare fabrics. This is the Laguna, and this is a mystery fabric when you do the Stitch Your Own Adventure. So this is the Laguna. I started off doing the owl and struggled, and when I posted a picture of my owl progress, somebody pointed out that I had missed a stitch, and it was just like, I'm struggling to see, so I stopped doing that. So that's in my 11-inch Q-snap. Alright, so this is the replacement fabric in the size that we needed. This is actually a 16 Ada. In the exact size that you need. All that's been worked out by Misty, and she has done this dye job, and that's really cool. There's bits that look like flowers. It looks even more amazing on camera. Ah, that's gorgeous. But yeah, the overlocked edges is really cool. I did see Rebecca on YouTube had used masking tape, or not masking tape, sorry, like a what's the other word? Duct tape. I have duct tape that I could use to do my edging because I don't have an overlocker. It's one of the machines I didn't get in stock whenever I was doing any fabric-y stuff. So there is my fabric from Misty. This is it's a mystery color. So it's 27 by 30, it's 16 count, and that is for the Stitch Your Own Adventure with Harry Potter. Now, these beasties should be bead needles. These are bought from Ali. I've had them for a little while, and I will show you these. I do have a couple of bead kits that I received recently. They come in this awesome tub, and I'm trying to see where the heck they are. I specifically bought these because they were in the tub, because I wanted something that I knew would protect them, and there's still one in there. I think there's supposed to be 10 in this. Golly, they are fine. I think it's either static or something that's keeping them in. Alright, I think I'm seeing at least 3 still in that test tubey kind of contraption. Alright, let's put them, ow, back. Try not to stab myself in the process. Okay, now, the beauty with these, and these are all different lengths, is that they have a split down the center, if I can figure it out with my nails. I can see it, but it's just not there. It is. Okay, so it actually opens. You can see the glisten there, and you could thread your thread through it much easier, and it's super thin for getting through those tiny beads. So I have a couple of the cross stitch bead kits, so that's what I got those for. But that's nice and secure. I have a toddler, so I've got this. I might actually. No, they're still stuck. No, that's released them. No, they're still stuck. I have some desiccant. Actually, you know what I will put in there? I will put in some dryer floss. Dryer sheet into that, just to maybe get rid of the static or whatever is going on with that. So that's what I will put in there. Alright, next I have a package from Itchy Stitchy. Now Itchy Stitchy is my latest go-to with floss from Australia. Okay, now I put 2 orders through for a new project. I'll tell you about it in just a second. And they give you an option of whether or not you want less plastic. The less plastic gives it to you wrapped up in tissue paper. Yeah, I kind of like the less fabric option, or the less plastic option. The plastic is good. Alright, so this is what I'm doing as a bit of a new project. Let me get the glare off for you. It's Peppermint Purple, a year of black work. Peppermint Purple is a group on Facebook. It is just black work. The designer of this, Claire, has created this block. There are 52 blocks, and then the border. She has also included 5 additional borders that you can use around the very edge. Some people are getting a bit creative and using their own, and then each of these color blocks come with a slightly different color, so it's going from reds through the greens, yellows, blues as the year progresses. If you want to join in, you only ever need to download the latest week, being I started, I don't know, week 10 or something. And I didn't order fabric. I went to my local shop and bought some, well, went to check out some Aida and got this. So this is what I'm going to use the tape for. This side is already overlock kind of finished, but I will tape this edge, these 3 edges, just to seal them, and use the grey Aida. So I'm going to have the black work on the grey Aida in the colours that I've selected. So there is, I'm going to be very careful not to show you the pattern per se. There is a colour chart that I printed, and it just tells you what colours are in which block. Let me just get that one. It must be at the back. I keep adding to this. There's my borders. There is page 1. Come on. Oh, if I can't find it, there it is. There's the colour map. Okay, so all of you smarty pantsers who have been using DMC colours for years will recognise these colours. So you've got the 800s, 8, 14, 15, 16, and then it goes through. There's some, you know, different colours and shades, and I think somebody had actually coloured each one of these in the correct colour, and you could see how this was going to develop. So yeah, that's the plan with that, and as I said, there's borders involved. So with each of these colours I was going to do this, and hence this purchase. Now this purchase is 2 parts. It's 2 parts with the cunning cross stitch and the project here, so I've got to sort it out for the colours that I need. I think this is going to be my first order. I actually had a whole heap of stuff in my cart, but there should be, in amongst all of this, the first 11 or colours thereabouts. So there's 8, 4, 5 and 6, 4.98. I feel like I'm so stupid when it comes to looking for the colours. and whether or not I sort it out with you, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not expecting these colors to be in this pattern. I'm expecting only a few of these to be within this one. The rest are for a different kit. Yes, there's the one that's supposed to be like gold dust, for 140. No, I'm not seeing 320. I'm not seeing any of the colors that I need. 349, nope. $400, no. 721, nope. There's only 11 here, and there's something like 30 colors in this package. Blanc, don't need that. 726, not yet. Don't need that. 304, 326 is the red. 304, yes. I should be looking for the reds, shouldn't I? The reds and the pinks. 335 is there. 899. No. Let me go back. 349. Nope, not yet. What have I got? 326. 304. 814. 815. 816. Let's get these in order. 816. 498 is not there yet, but then 304, then 326, 335 is there, 899 is pink, 3326 is a paler pink, 915 and 917. 915 I somehow missed in the order, and 917 will wrap up, I think, the order. I don't think 718 is in this order. It should be a pink, and no, I'm not seeing it. Okay, it's actually quite easy to order off Itchy Stitchy for any of you Aussies. Itchy Stitchy has either, you can go through each DMC color in order, or you can actually go into the bulk order form and literally just tick and flick the boxes as you go down each page. When you get to the bottom of the page, you do need to save it to your cart. If you leave it, your cart won't have saved that particular page. So they're the colors so far for this, and I think they look fine against the grey. I showed this to the lady in the shop, who coincidentally had just taken over the shop quite recently, so she was able to, you know, just look at the pattern, figure out that there was no fractionals in it, that it was all whole stitches, and she said, yep, this would be fine, and the colours, she said, yeah, would work against the grey Aida. So really pleased to have that bit of knowledge from somebody in the store, and not that it's any good to you if you're not in Tassie, but yeah, it's a lovely little store, Stitching Time, down in a suburb called Sandy Bay in Tasmania. Now, the other thing I bought when I was there, because I couldn't resist, was this. Was the 915. This is the one that I didn't have, and I've probably gone and ordered it again from Itchy Stitchy, because yeah, brains. And I bought these gorgeous buttons. Now these buttons are for this project here. I'm just looking at, okay, a receipt, but it's not the actual receipt. These buttons here. Now, this project that I was doing, I found this on Fiberflux's YouTube, and it was how to crochet a shamrock, four heart shamrock. So I dug out my old crochet hook from Darn Good Yarns. This, I think, is my first one. It was big and it was sloppy and it didn't really look like hearts. These are my revised versions. Still not necessarily brilliant, but a little bit better. Now I need to sew in the tails, and ultimately what is meant to happen with this is you're supposed to piece it together. There is a front side, there is a back side, and I'll just turn off my alarm. And that is, where is that going? That's the front, that's it, there we go. Alright, put those four together. Right, so you've got your shamrock, and then I bought these to either go in the center, or, and I could actually do this almost as well. And I had these hearts that were to go in the center. The green and the gold being the Irish colours, and I thought that was just a nice little project. It was really easy to do. Let me drop that down. But yeah, to sew in the ends and do that. That was the aim of this little kind of side thing. So I brought over my needle and I was going to do some stitching. Now, I don't necessarily tend to watch a lot of Flosstube. Excuse me. It's just how it is, really. So I don't know what the etiquette is, if there's an etiquette. So if I'm not doing it right, I apologise. But I was just going to chat with you a bit while I do the rest of this. So I have now got the two projects on the go. Well, two projects on the go. I've got the two projects. I haven't started the black work. I think Rachel might be doing it, and I think Jessie might also be doing it. They are in Ireland and in the US. Jessie is a store owner. Mislaid Pages is her Etsy store, and she has all sorts of flosses and fabric-y things that if you're interested in buying, you can go and take a look at. If I remember, I will put her page in the description, but Mislaid Pages on Etsy would be where you need to go and look. So the girls are doing that, and I think from Peppermint Purple, and then I got into the Enablers group, and from there the Blackwork group, and it just kind of went round and round and round, and I kind of hooked up with these groups on Facebook. Now I'm pulling it in a little bit too far so that I can pull it back out and make the heart look a bit better, or there we go. See, that makes it a bit better. It's tucking it down on that to make the heart. This is excuse me, cotton. This was wool I bought for an amigurumi project, Apple for Teacher, and this was the leaf green that I chose. So this was just stuff that I had lying around, and I kind of thought, hey, I'll do it with my green wool. And the hook from Darn Good Yarn actually suited a worsted weight, so it's a 5 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So yeah, it's not necessarily the best size for the wool, but it did a good enough job, and I didn't really want them too small. I was a little bit surprised how big it has worked up given the sizes, so I'm quite pleased with how that went. The black work I'm hoping I will get into once I've finished my crochet along. I'm doing a crochet along, which is a corner to corner project. I will actually grab that as well. Now what I'll do, I'll post a photo. I've done 8 stripes so far of the crochet along. That is with Marissa McCartney, who is also known as the Crafty Heifer on YouTube. Marissa has been absolutely phenomenal in teaching us complete and utter newbies how to crochet. And some of the more seasoned people came along and went, oh, it's easy. And it's true. Corner to corner is super easy to do, but as a beginner I frogged it, I think, at least 10 times, and then when I got to the new section I frogged it again. It was easy once I got going, and after that, or before that, it was just, I can't get my head around this, it just wasn't working for me and all that kind of stuff. So yes, corner to corner is super easy. I absolutely love doing it, and I am close to wrapping it up. I'm on my 8th panel. It's 8 by 8. In the panel, I've gone out and bought more wool for a new corner to corner, and I actually have an idea for the pattern for that one. Again, with no kind of guidance or help or anything else, but the zigzags that Marissa came up with on there's a website that she used, like a Whippy Stitch, or yeah, any of you people who have done any creating of patterns will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this excuse me for sucking on my wool. The website that you can create on, I will try and put it into either the tag just here. You can basically create your pattern, and she's created the pattern, and I don't need to do that with the idea that I have. But it was really cool to see how it all kind of came together and how it worked and how she got it to work together. I'm not going to be able to do it with that tail. But yeah, she got a bunch of us to do that, and I have now got that idea to do something a little bit different. And to be honest, when she gave us the pattern, I fluffed it on the second row and put, I don't know, a purple where it shouldn't have gone. And not that it was a strict thing or anything, but I ended up then making it just jumbled, the colours, instead of having them all repeating in a sequence. That was just how I ended up doing it. I'm just going to see if that will pull through. There we go, did. So that's what I did with that. So the next corner to corner I'm going to do is grey, cream and light grey, dark grey, black. I've got them just here. Let me just lift it all up. Okay, so these are the colours, if you can. Now I'm going this way. So these are the colours in my current blanket. So I've got the dark grey as the alternate colour as the background, and then I alternate with all of these with the cerise pink, the pale lilac, dark purple and a burgundy, as I call it. The other kit is going to be the black, and these are just American style, US style spot savers, 200 grams acrylic, and I'm only going to use these. So we've got the 2 dark grey, 2 light grey and 2 cream. I didn't want to go for a white. I thought the white might be a bit too glaringly different, But that's my other corner to corner project, and what I will do, excuse me, with that is zigzag the black, you know, as it goes up, and zigzag the grey and zigzag the pale. Yeah, that's the plan. If it works like that, that's brilliant. This is my current, that way, and I'm looking through my work. So yeah, that's the general idea, but yeah, really enjoying it to do that. And now I need to get my green wool. Excuse me again. Well, I was going to get my green wool, but I don't know where I've gone and put it. Because I did this as I was sitting on the coffee table, and I've moved it. I don't think I put it into here, because this is my current corner to corner. I'm not seeing the green. Alright, well, I've gone and mislaid my green, so I won't be sewing this one up on camera. But yeah, there's the idea. I'll find the right side of each one and sew that all up together, and if I finish this before I get it edited, I will chuck it up and share it with you. So yeah, that was the idea for Paddy's Day. It was just a little side project, so thank you very much to Fiberflux for that gorgeous little project. The pattern was new for me. It was using singles, doubles and trebles to get the curve of the heart top, and then it was slip stitches to pull in the top, and single stitches around the edge. So singles and trebles were new to me. I had seen the treble before, but I've only been doing the double in the corner to corner. Fiberflux also had a gorgeous pattern, I think it was Fiberflux, where you had a square blanket. It was made out of whatever wool you had, and your first square was the granny square, so if essentially kind of that kind of size in the granny square, and then from there it just kept going around, and it would go around and it would get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it stayed in the square format because of the way that you did your stitching, and it was all double crochet, and it went into gaps on the, you know, the next row out kind of thing, and it looks really gorgeous. But I put a shout out on Facebook for anyone to give me any wool that they might have had lying around, and I got nothing. I got told I could shear some sheep, and nobody volunteered me their massive hoard of wool, so that was a bit of a shame. Excuse me as I tea again. So yeah, that was a failed project. In the interim, I'll just have to build up my collection of wool and give that one a go, because it was really pretty seeing this kind of radiated square pattern. Yeah, really beautiful. So and nice and simple. So I will hunt down my wool for my needle and sew this up so that I can finish it, and yeah, I'll get on with that. I think this is my second actual floss tube, but I do have Darn Good Yarn subscription boxes. I have these from Knit Crate. If you're interested, Knit Crate do two, I think I got two of these by mistake, so this is the actual Knit Crate box, so you get the two variegated wools, but for some stupid reason I had ordered or subscribed to two boxes and got double the wool. So gorgeous yellow on that one, and I have cancelled that, so I only have the one box coming now. Silly brain. Yeah, so stay tuned on things cross stitch, see how my black work is going. I have actually done a bit more on my sassy craft along, sassy craft along with my take no shit, how to figure out French knots. That's in a whipping chat where I figure out the French knots, if you want to go and check that one out as well. I had done French knots donkeys years ago, thought I could figure it out and I couldn't, and had to go on to YouTube, and again there was a 76-second video that was spot on, showed exactly how to do a French knot, and she saved my life. So I was able to do the French knots and make the blackberries actually look really cool, so that was a bit of a thrill. So yes, I can do French knots. Yay! Alright, and if I can, I will remember to put a picture of that in somewhere here. Alright, thank you for joining me, and yeah, I'll see you around. And if you are interested in this, the links will be in the description for the peppermint purple blackwork, if you enjoy doing blackwork. There are people that are using different colours. You can use your own colours within the grid. The only thing that you cannot change is the pattern. However, this block here, let me show you, in week 12 has come. So this block here, this big one of the girls was doing the stitching on this, and it's not really glaringly obvious, but they managed to find a heart in the middle of it, and our beautiful designer has enabled us to keep that heart, because the week that's in it, at this time of the year, cities, towns, countries are all going into lockdown around the world due to the thing that's going around at the moment, which I'm not going to name. So yeah, it really tried to give some hope, I suppose, for having that heart in the center, and some people have done it with a different color. Some people have left it as a blank. The original person who found the heart, I think, left it as a blank. I have an idea for what I would like to do with that block when it comes up, but that's the only change that the designer has allowed to happen. All these designs must remain the same. It's her design, and the borders, she's quite happy for you to come up with your own border around the edge. Someone has got a most stunning one, and it's all little houses. It's like Lilliput Lane, if you're familiar with the English kind of cottagey houses. So they've got cottages and weeping willows or weeping cherries right around the border, and it's stunning, and if I could steal it I would. She's actually creating it as she's stitching. So I'm not familiar with blackwork per se. I have done a little bit of backstitch, but blackwork is new to me, so I'm looking forward to that. But somebody was saying that each of these blocks takes maybe an hour. So I have a hoop up here, which is potentially too big. I got a huge loop because I was anticipating the cunning cross stitch kit, but this will actually fit. So this will actually let me get quite a bit of the project in this. So I'll tape it up and I'll do all that kind of jazz for that project. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And if I can do that blackwork kind of stuff sitting on the couch when I'm finished the crochet, that will thrill me to bits. So that's the plan. Apparently you only need one strand of each of the DMCs, so it's going to last for ages. And yeah, really looking forward to it. And it's a gorgeous bunch of people in that group. So yeah, if you are minded to pop along and join in, as I say, you just go for the last pattern. Everything else is in there, and yeah, you can keep going if that's something that you want to join in on. And I know people who do stitch alongs seem to be part of more than just one stitch along, so yeah, you may not be up for a new project, but you may want to follow along and do this at a later date if you want. Alright, thank you. I will see you around, and yes, thank you for joining me on my channel. If you are new, please subscribe, please hit like, please drop me a comment if there was anything in particular that you did like. If there's any of the links, as I said, they will be in the description, and I will put this in a playlist for FlossTube and probably add in some of the woolly kind of things. I've got a Darn Good Yarn box to open shortly and see what's in there, and yeah, go and play with some fabrics and some threads. Alright. Bye for now. See you around the tubes.